what would you suggest to people coming into the industry, as far as, normally you ask this at the end, but I think this is appropriate
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
No, that's cool. I think that, when you're coming into the industry, and for me, just some little battles, stories for me. I mean, right off the bat, I'll never forget this night. I met one lender. Him and I had drinks. We had a great time. He said, "You know what? There's a grand opening of one of the other branches. Why don't you come?" I'm like, "Great." So I went there, talked to like one or two people, thought I had a good connection, passed out a few cards, and at the end of the night, I had my little, disposable glass of wine. I put it in the garbage, and in the garbage, I saw my business card, and it like killed me. It was like right at the beginning, and like it was extremely hard to get anyone to talk to me. So I was, but I just kept pushing forward. I was like, that's okay. Someday that person's gonna be a client. I'll never forget that, and they are. And that whole office actually became clients. A few years later. But it's such a tough business. I always tell people, I'm like, you're going to get throat punched on a daily basis. You just have to keep getting up and keep going. I think the ones that don't succeed are the ones that just, they can't take it. And you have to have really thick skin, and you just have to have a very short-term memory.
Yeah. And be persistent. Like you just have to keep grinding, grind. People often are just get in their head. They're so concerned about what everybody else thinks. And once you let that thing go, then you can really step out. How did you move past that though? You just were like, because it crushed you, right?
So I actually had an aha moment. I share this with, I do some consulting work as well. So I always share this story because I feel like it's extremely important. It's kind of paramount to what happened with me. So when I moved, I took my family. I had two kids. My wife, now 15 years. And so when we moved down here about 7 years ago, she was totally supportive. So having a support around you, especially your family, like it's hard to do this on an island, right? So like having people around you, that friends and family that like believe in you is step one. And then step two, you open up a business and you're excited, you're an entrepreneur, you got your sign up on the thing, and that's all cool and great. But the honeymoon, wears off after a couple months when you're writing these checks and there's no money coming in. And I'll never forget, I was putting my son to bed one night and I was struggling. It was probably around the same time that those people were throwing my cards away. Everybody's telling me no. I put him to bed and he goes, "Daddy, why'd you do this?" And I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Why did you move us away from our friends and our family and everything we know?" And this is like coming from like a 9-year-old, or 8-year-old actually. And I said, "It's going to be all good." And I get kind of like choked up about it, but so I said, "It's going to be great. We're going to be fine. It's going to be a better life for us." I go in the hallway and I cried for a half hour. And then I said, "Playtime is over. I don't care that I'm an entrepreneur. I'm in the trenches. I'm grinding it out. And if I don't embrace the grind, if I don't embrace and love every aspect of it, the good and the bad, especially the bad right now, then it's just not going to happen." So I had to have that mindset that, it was sink or swim, and I was going to do this for my family, and the grind is everything. It's the bad, it's the good, it's the ugly, it's the beautiful, it's everything, and you got to love all of it.